Hi everybody, Chef Roger here. Welcome to our virtual cooking class. We're going to be doing it's themed around Adriatic adventures that the Culinary Council has planned out for us in January, February, and March. It's a three-course or a three-series adventure. And what we're doing is we're going to theme it around Adriatic Sea, so up and down the Mediterranean Ocean. So the first one is going to be today, which is our virtual class, and I'm going to be showing you guys a Mediterranean bites. So little appetizers that we can serve at home, just as starters or little, hors d'oeuvres or whatnot. Today we're going to be doing something with Greek yogurt. That's going to be our plain base that we're going to fill our phyllo cups with. And then on top of that, we're going to be making an olive tapenade. Olive tapenade is something that's originated in France, but it's used in Spain. It's used in the Mediterranean as well. So the flavors kind of cross over a little bit. So that's what we have in store tonight. It's going to be quick and easy. I'll send you guys out the recipe, and then you guys can make this at home. So first, what we're going to do is make our yogurt spread. And it's a Greek yogurt spread made with Greek yogurt. We're gonna have some olive oil, basil, and some lemon zest, and then that's it. So that'll be the base. So in the bowl right here, I have some Greek yogurt, and I like to use the Greek yogurt because it is a strained yogurt that gets rid of the excess moisture or water that's in the yogurt. It makes it a little bit thick and has a more of a dip or a spread consistency, which will help with the appetizer. So in there, I'll have some basil, fresh basil that I'll chop up. Then we'll take a lemon and do one zest of one lemon. And I like to use this microplane. It gets the zesting very easy. Okay. And then just spread this up or mix it up. It's a nice, refreshing yogurt base that has the lime and the basil. And the basil adds a nice herbiness to it, nice floral component that'll match the acidic lemon peel and also the tart yogurt. So what I'll do is we'll put that into a piping bag. And normally, if you don't have a piping bag at home, what I'll do is I'll use a Ziploc bag, fill this in here, and then cut the tip off, and you can use that as a homemade piping bag. All right, so there we go. Once we make that, we can set this aside while we make the olive tapenade. There it is. An olive tapenade is, what is olive tapenade? Tapenade is a dish made up of finely chopped olives, capers, olive oil, and it's processed in a food processor until it's nice and smooth. How do you make olive tapenade? You add olives and garlic and capers to a food processor, pulse until combined and still chunky. You add bright notes such as lemon juice, herbs, and seasoning until it's chopped up and into small pieces. Okay. So today, what we'll do is we'll have a couple of ingredients. I have a mixture of olives. You can use calamatas, you can use black olives, green olives. I've actually combined all those 3 olives together. We have green olives, black olives, and also calamatas in here. So what we'll do is we'll put this in the food processor. Okay, so that's about 3 cups, and then 2 tablespoons of capers. And the thing with capers is it comes in a salty brine. So what I like to do is take it out and rinse it in cold water to get rid of the excess saltiness of the capers. The olives are also marinated in a salty brine, so the olives are going to be salty as well, so you want to kind of help maintain or reduce the saltiness of capers by rinsing it off. And then I'll add the garlic, 4 cloves, whole garlic, and then we have some chopped parsley, basil, olive oil, lemon juice. So the same lemon that we used earlier that we zested, I'm going to cut that in half. And then what I want to do is first I want to pulse the capers and the garlic and the olives first. Just kind of rough couple of pulses like that. Okay. So now what I'll go in is I'll add the olive oil. While we let this go, we'll add the olive oil as it's pulsing. And that'll help emulsify the olives. And then we have the lemon juice in here, the pre-squeezed. Spread it out. Okay. So now we have this chunky paste. And I'll take the fresh parsley and the fresh basil, chop that up at the very end. And it can be a rough chop because we're going to put it into the food processor anyway. And then we'll chop it up even more, but you want to give it a good head start by rough chopping the herbs ahead of time. Put that in, that'll give it a nice green color. Also give it a nice herby texture to it as well. Okay. Scrape the food processor down, so anything that's on the sides of the food processor, you want to scrape it down so it mixes well. And that's it. I don't add any extra seasoning to this. Like I said, there's a really good salt component to it from the olives and also the capers. You can add a dash of chili flakes if you want in there, fresh ground pepper, but I like to keep it as simple as possible. So what we'll do is then take this out, put it into the bowl. So now we have our olive tapenade. We have the yogurt spread. Everything's pre-mixed and ready to go. So we have the toppings, and then we need the base that the toppings will go on. For this recipe, we're doing little phyllo cups. These are just you can find these at the house or at the store. Little phyllo cups that are baked, and they're like little cups. And in addition to that, I'm also going to show you different presentations on. We can toast some sourdough bread and use that as a base as well. And then we have some pita bread as well. that we can spread the yogurt on and put the olive tapenade on that. Okay. So first one is going to be the phyllo. So when I put this into the Ziploc bag, I'm going to cut the tip. Make sure you get rid of that tip so it doesn't end up in your food. And then I'm going to fill the phyllo cups with that. And just fill it like a quarter of the way so it's not too full. And then what we'll do is we'll put the olive tapenade on top of that. And a little bit goes a long way. Like I said, it's a very like a robust, pungent flavor with the tapenade, with the olives and the capers and the garlic. So a little bit goes a long way. And then the yogurt, because of the richness of the olives, the yogurt's going to help cut that strong flavor. So it's gonna, the acid in the yogurt along with the lemon zest and the basil will help brighten up actually, and then cut the richness and the saltiness of the olive tapenade. So I have a plate right here. You can put these on top. So. And to finish it off, we're gonna put some cherry tomatoes on top of that as a garnish. So a quarter of a tomato. On each. Again, no extra seasoning needed because the olives are gonna give plenty of seasoning to this dish. And then to finish off this recipe, we're gonna have some crumbled feta cheese on top to tie it off and give it that nice Mediterranean flavor with the feta. Okay. Now again, this recipe calls for the phyllo cups. We'll show you a picture of this in the link. The next one we can do is put it on some toasted bread. Today you can use ciabatta, you can use any like country style bread. Today we're going to be using sourdough that we just simply brushed on olive oil, put it in a baking sheet and baked it off in the oven. Okay. So again, with the base, with the yogurt, spread this out a little bit more. Olives. We're going to build it the same way, except for the phyllo cup we'll use the sourdough. So again, we'll have the tomatoes, piece of the tomato on top, and then crumble a little bit of feta cheese. And then a nice touch would be to take some extra virgin olive oil and drizzle a little bit on top, just to kind of give it that nice nuttiness from the olive oil, and also to kind of maybe get it soaked up into the bread, so when you bite into it, you get that nice flavor from the olive oil. So we have a plate right here. And then another thing that you can use as a base is pita bread, which ties in nicely with the Mediterranean theme. Again, we have just regular pita bread that we toasted, brush a little bit of olive oil, and then throw it over until it gets nice and crispy. You can throw it into the toaster oven, or simply just kind of warm it up just so it's nice and soft. Or you can do it this way where it's nice and crispy. I like to do it nice and crispy to give it a little bit of texture to what we're eating. Now let's do this one differently. Let's put the olives as the base. Okay. Then we'll have the yogurt on top of that. Tomatoes. And then the feta cheese. We can plate this up. You can put it on past appetizers or platters or whatever, and pass it out and put it on a long plate like I did here. So any one of these. So we have one dish served multiple different ways. So we have the same olive tapenade that we made, the Greek yogurt spread, the tomatoes, and the feta cheese. We have those three combinations, and we put it on toasted pita bread. We did it on sourdough bread, and then we also did it on some phyllo cups, right? So whatever you choose. You can do this on cucumber cups as well. Nice and fresh cucumbers. That'll give it a nice fresh feel to it. Cucumbers, celery, any of those things. And you can also use the tapenade as a dip as well, with pita chips or on crackers. Use it for vegetables or crudité. If you're building a cheese board, you can put it on that as well. It goes great with smoked meats, salamis, cured meats, all those kinds of things. Right? So that's it. So that's the lesson for the day. Hopefully it'll come out great when you make it at home. Again, we'll send out the recipe to you guys. We'll send the pictures of these items as well so you can look at it closer. And then we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.